So welcome everyone to the class on statistics, and in today's class we'll start a new chapter called index number. So this concept index number was constructed by Italian scientist. His name was Mr. Carli in 1764. So in 1764, there's a scientist called M. Carli. He introduced this concept called index number to compare the change in the price for the year 1750, okay, which was the current year, with the price level in 1500, which was a base year. So what he was trying to do, M. Carli, he was comparing the change in the price in Italy. So he was mainly from Italy, and what he was trying to do, he was trying to compare the current year price in Italy, the current year price, that time I'm talking about current year price in Italy. So around 19, whatever was the current year price that time, 1974, whatever the current year price that year, he was comparing that year price with 1500 year price. So the base year price, he was comparing base year price of the commodity for the year 1500, because after 1500 the America was discovered by Christopher Columbus. So what M. Carli was trying to do, he was trying to compare how discovery of America has actually given advantage or disadvantage to the Italian economy. Okay, so that is what he was trying to do. So when we talk about an index number, in the case of index number, we get a numerical value, a mathematical value we get, and that value what we are getting, we get that value by comparing a set of variables over the two time period. So a given set of variable will compare that with set of variables over the two time period. One time period, one year is called base year, another one is called current year. So always there's a year is being considered for the calculation of index number, which we called as a base year, and the value of that year is compared with the present year data. Okay, and with that we can easily anticipate the inflation or deflation or stock market performance, anything altogether from that calculation. That is what we call as index number. So an index number act like an economic barometer. So when we say, you may get a theory question in exam where you're expected to write that prove that how index number act as an economic barometer. So prove that how index number act as an economic barometer. So you have to prove that how index number act as an economic barometer. So that you need to prove. Okay, so you need to prove here how index number act as an economic barometer. So index number, when we look into the index number, it measures the pulse of an economy and act as a barometer to find the fluctuation or variation in the economic condition of a country. Okay, so basically, initially, when we look into the index number, it was generally designed to study the change in the price level or the purchasing power of a money. Okay, and when we see at the present scenario, we use index number everywhere. Like, if I don't know how much you are aware about Sensex or Nifty, like Indian stock market, to work on the Indian stock market, you see this, no? Different companies are there which are trading in the stock market. I hope you know about companies and all, right? You know about company, no? What is sole proprietorship, what is company, what is partnership. So these companies, no, if they do public issue, if they raise money from the public, so the first time when they do this is called IPO, initial public offering. And once the IPO is being done, they got listed on the stock exchange. And when they got listed on the stock exchange, then altogether, so many companies are trading over them. To understand how Indian economy, macroeconomically, how Indian economy is performing in the stock market with respect to the other economy, we look into this value like Nifty. You see Nifty is right now trading around 16,261.95. So it is an indicator, it is an index. When you see Nifty, Nifty is an index. So it is trading around 16,000 is an index. So this index basically talks about the performance of all the companies which are trading over National Stock Exchange. So we have two stock exchanges in our country. One is Bombay Stock Exchange, another one is National Stock Exchange. So the relative performance of these companies over the National Stock Exchange, which are public company, their relative performance ultimately talks about the altogether how the Nifty is performing. Nifty is basically it's a portfolio of 50 companies. So I'm not going to detail of that part. So because you are too young to understand that, but a little bit of knowledge also, if you can have, if you want to see the practical implication, inflation data, WPI, wholesale price index, inflation value, CPI, consumer price index, inflation value, all these values, if you see there how it is being calculated, if you Google it, you will get to know that it is altogether being calculated where they are list of commodities, and we measure the performance, not the performance, but the price, the change in the price of these commodities over the two time period. One is called current time period, and the one is called base time period. So when we say index number are convenient devices for measuring the relative change of different uh, set of commodities from different time interval, from one interval to the other interval. That way, we use index number, and by looking at index number, more or less, a index number give us a macroeconomic picture. Okay, macroeconomically, how altogether as an economy, how it is being performed. Okay, so because when we go to macroeconomics, we cannot look into each and every variable. So we see a broader picture, and by looking the broader picture, we try to understand the movement of altogether a certain set of variables in an economy with respect to their movement in another economy. So this is how we look into the index number. Okay, so index number are statistical device designed to measure the relative change in the level of phenomena like variables or a group of variable with respect to time, geographical location, or any other characteristics like income, profession, etc. Okay, so here when we talk about index number, we here when we look into index number and we try to calculate the index number, we have different types of index number. We have price index number. When we look into index number and the calculation, we have price index number. We have price index number. Okay, we have quantity index number, we have price index number, we have quantity index number, we have price index number, we have quantity index number, and then we have value index number. So we have price index number. We index number altogether are of three types. They are price index number, they are quantity index number, they are value index number. Okay, so for theory part in for exam, you need to study about what is characteristic of index number, what are the uses of index number, what are the limitation of index number. All that you will study there. So I'm not going to detail under theory part. So probably I'm assuming that theory part or basics on that you can easily study by yourself. We'll go to the numerical part of that. So how we can use this in numerical part. So index number, you know that it is price index number, quantity index number, or value index number. I can say when I talk about index number, I can divide into two parts. Mathematically, if I'm trying to calculate unweighted, unweighted, or it can be weighted. Index number unweighted, or it can be weighted. Unweighted, or it can be weighted. Unweighted this will be simple aggregate. Unweighted, it would be simple aggregate, or this will be simple aggregate, or it would be simple average of relative. Unweighted, it would be simple aggregate or simple average of relative. It would be index number. Unweighted, that would be simple aggregate, or it would be either simple average of relative. Weighted, when I talk about weighted index number, when I talk about a weighted index number, it would be weighted aggregate. It would be weighted aggregate. It would be weighted aggregate, or it would be weighted average of relative, or it would be weightage, or it would be weighted average of relative. Don't worry on this part. I'll explain you everything. So right now you just write it down. So index number altogether, when I talk about, they will be unweighted or they will be weighted. Unweighted, it would be simple aggregate or it can be simple average of relative. Weighted, it would be weighted aggregate or it would be weighted average of relative. So one by one, we'll discuss every one. So first I'll start with simple aggregate. Okay, first I'll start with simple aggregate. So if I talk about simple aggregate, or unweighted price index number. So unweighted price index number. So index number will study, when it comes to index number, we'll study price index number, quantity index number, value index number. Okay, and here in like right now I'm focusing on price index number. Generally, when we talk about, we'll focus mainly on price index number only. So in that, an index number, it can be unweighted or weighted. Unweighted can be simple aggregate unweighted method, or it can be simple average of a relative unweighted method. If I talk about a simple aggregate method, if I about simple aggregate method, the very simple formula. So the formula for that is current sum of current year price divided by the sum of base year price into 100. So this is the value of index number. This is the value of index number uh, under simple aggregate method. So under simple aggregate method, this is the value of the index number. Sum of P1 divided by sum of P0 into 100. So where what is sum of P1? So simple, if I'm using simple aggregate method, if I'm using simple aggregate method, if I'm using simple aggregate method, the value is sum of P1 by sum of P0 into 100, where the sum of P1 is equal to the sum of P1 is equal to the sum of price for the current year sum of price, current year the sum of price, current year the sum of price, and sum of P not means base year sum of price. So this is P01. So similarly, if I ask you a simple aggregate method for quantity index number, so that would be sum of Q1 by sum of Q0 into 100. Are you getting it? So price, quantity, you know what is price, what is quantity. When we talk about index number, we'll compare a set of variable over two time period. Either it will be base year or either it will be current year. So the sum of price of the current year, I'm writing at P1, and the sum of prices of the base year, I'm writing at P0. You're getting it P0, that is base year sum of price. P1 is the current year sum of price. Understood everyone? Any doubt anyone? Now if you see this question, So now if I want to calculate the value of index number, if I want to calculate the value of index number by simple aggregate method, okay, so the 2 year is given to you, 2010, 2012. Automatically, although if it's not given also, you can understand 2010 you will take as a base year, 2010 you will take as the base year, and 2012 then you will take as a current year. I hope you are getting this. Clear everyone? So, so if I write this, if I write this, if I write this value like this, sum, if I do this is sum, so this I'll take sum of P naught, this is sum of P1. So this would be 167, then 5, 5 plus 4, 9, 10, 127. This is 11, 15, 1 carry, 2, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15. This is sum of P1. So P01, that would be sum of P1 by sum of P naught into 100. That will be 155 by 127 into 100. So you can calculate the value of index number as 122.05. Clear everyone? So by if you use a simple aggregate method, if you're using a simple aggregate method, so in under simple aggregate method, we use this formula. The value of index number is the total sum of the current year price divided by the total sum of the base year price into 100. Anyone any doubt? Okay. Now see the second question. If you see the second question, calculate the price index value, calculate the price index number using the unweighted aggregate method for the year 2000 and 1999 on the basis of 1998 data. So again, I need to do the same thing, but for this, I'll use 1998 data, okay, as the base year. Okay, so and this also in question number one, they expect us to comment on the result also. I forgot. So the sum of price here in 2000 was how much? Was 127. This was 155. The sum of price this was 127, and here the sum of price is 155. Okay, so the value of index number, the value of the number, the value of the index number, that is 155 by 127. When you calculate it, you will get 122.05. You will get 122.05. And now if you expect me to comment on this, so what can I comment on this? That 100 rupees worth of thing, the like what should I comment on this? That in 2010, if any product was there for 100 rupees, now in 2012 it has become 122.05 rupees. Are you getting it? So what to comment on this? So it shows that there's a inflation of, it shows there's an inflation rate of 22.05%. Okay, so a commodity of 100 rupees in 2010, a commodity of 100 rupees in 10 has become now rupees 122.05 rupees. So the inflation rate here is now 22.05%. So now question number 2, if you see, calculate the price index number for using unweighted aggregate method for the year 2000 and 2009 on the basis of 1988 from the following data. So this is base year data. This is base year data. This is base year data. So this, you can take this as a P naught. You can take this as P naught. This is base year data 1998. They want us to take 1998 as a base year. Okay. Okay. So this I can write as P1. Suppose this I'm writing as P2. Fine. Then I'll do the sum. So the sum of P naught is equal to 20, right? This is 20. Then the sum of P1, this is 25, right? And the sum of P2, this is 16, 21 to carry 50, 25.2. So the value of P01 is equal to sum of P1 by sum of P naught into 100. So the value of P01, why we write P01? P0 means I'm comparing the value which was I wrote as P1, and that I'm comparing with the value which I wrote P naught. Are you getting it? So P01. So I'm comparing the value which was written as 0, like P0, that I'm comparing with the value which is written P1. So with that you can understand base year and current year. So base year we write first, then current year. This is 25 by 20 into 100. You'll get 125 if I'm not wrong. That is P1, P01. Similarly, I can find P02. P02 is 25.1 by 20 into 100. So P02 is equal to 125.5 is equal to 125.5. This clear, everyone? Anyone, any doubt? So we are using simple aggregate method. So when we talk about index number, we calculate index number as an unweighted index number or weighted index number. So under unweighted index number, we have under when unweighted index number, we have two things. We have simple aggregate method. When we talk about simple aggregate method, it is nothing but it is a ratio of the sum of price of the current year that you will divide by the sum of price of the base year, and then it will multiply it by 100. Clear, everyone, right? Now next thing, under the unweighted index number, one thing I discussed with you is the simple aggregate method. And the next thing which I want to discuss, so under the unweighted index number, under the unweighted index number, everything I'm talking in the term of price index number only. So we have simple aggregate method, we have simple aggregate method, we have simple aggregate method, we have simple aggregate method. So under simple aggregate method, the sum of P1 by sum of P naught into 100. It is simple aggregate method, sum of P1 by sum of P naught into 100. And then the next thing what we need to discuss is the simple average price relative method, simple average of price relative method, simple average of price relative method. Next thing what we need to discuss is the simple average of price relative method. So this is the first thing what you will study is basically the unweighted method. So the first thing, simple average of price relative when you study, the first thing you'll study is unweighted simple arithmetic mean index number method. First thing you'll study is unweighted 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 simple arithmetic mean unweighted simple arithmetic mean index number method. Unweighted simple arithmetic mean index number method, sum of p divided by n, where what is p? P is equal to p1 by p naught into 100. This is p. P is equal to p1 by p naught into 100. So under unweighted index number, you study two method. One is simple aggregate method. Simple aggregate method is the current sum of price divided by base year price into 100. Then next thing is the simple average of price relative method. In the simple average of price relative method, first thing you'll study the unweighted simple arithmetic mean index number method, where you'll determine, first thing you'll determine is called price relative. This is called price relative. The first thing you'll determine is the P. P is called price relative. The first thing you'll determine is the P, where P is called price relative, where P is called price relative, where P is equal to P1 by P naught into 100, where P is equal to P1 by P naught into 100. So under unweighted simple arithmetic mean index number method, will follow the formula. This is equal to sum of P by N. And then we have something called unweighted. Then we have something called unweighted. Then we have something called unweighted simple geometric mean method. Unweighted simple geometric method. Unweighted simple geometric mean index number method. So index number method. So here basically we are finding index number by both arithmetic mean and by geometric mean. Okay. So when we use price relative, we are using price relative. So what is price relative? Price relative, when we say price relative, what is basically price relative? Price relative, when we say price relative is P1 by P naught into 100. So this relative, we will find the price relative P1 by P naught into 100. This price relative in the term of arithmetic mean method, it is sum of P by N. The formula is sum of P by N, where P is equal to P1 by P naught into 100. If you use geometric mean method, then the formula of index number is NT log of sum of log P by N. NT log of sum of log P by N, where P is equal to P1 by P naught into 100. So two things are there. Either when we talk about unweighted method. When we talk about unweighted method, either I'll talk about simple aggregate method, either I'll talk about simple aggregate method. If I'm talking about simple aggregate method, then the formula we follow is sum of P1 by sum of P naught into 100. Okay, under the simple aggregate method. While if you follow simple average of price relative method, then two things are there. Price relative, you know that you follow either arithmetic mean method, sum of p by n, or you follow geometric mean method, anti-log of sum of log p by n. Clear, everyone? So we here in the third question, we need to determine the index value on price relative using both arithmetic and geometric mean. Today I'll do arithmetic mean. Tomorrow I'll teach you geometric mean also. So this now we'll do this. So we need to calculate the price index on price relative based on using arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Where 2005 will be a base year. This will be your current year. This would be your current year data. This would be your current year data. This would be your base year data. This would be your base year data. So 2010 is your current year, 2005 is your base year, and here we need to find the price index number. Here we need to find the price index number using price relative method. Clear, everyone? Are you getting it right? So if I follow arithmetic mean method, if I follow arithmetic mean method, if I following arithmetic price relative by using arithmetic mean method, if I'm using price relative using arithmetic mean method index number, then the formula I'll follow is sum of p by n, where p is equal to p1 by p naught into. Okay, so okay, I'll do this by arithmetic mean method. Let me just open Excel. A, B, C, D, E, F, 2005, 2010. Fine, guys. Suppose these are the commodities A, B, C, D, E, F. So now I'll find the price relative. This is equal to this divided by this into 100. Okay, everyone, find the price relative. Clear everyone? So the price relative. So we get the price relative. Now I can find the sum of P. Clear now everyone? Are you getting it? What I did? So 55 by 45. Do this. This is 55 by 45 into 100. This is equal to 70 divided by 60 into 100 is equal to 30 divided by 20 into 100. This is 75 by 50 into 100. This is equal to 90 divided by 85 into 100. This is equal to 130 divided by 120 into 100. Anyone, any doubt? Are you getting this right? So find the sum of price relative. This is 753. This is sum of P. So this is sum of P is equal to this 753.104.5752. This is sum of P. Now, what is the value of index number? The value of index number is sum of P by sum of N. Sum of P by sum of N. The sum of P is this. And what is N? N is the total. Total 6 values are there. Sum of P by N. So I got sum of P, I divide by the N. N is total 6 values are there. Are you getting it? So the value of index number will be 125.517. Clear everyone? What I have done, 753.10457 that I divided by 6. Clear everyone? Anyone any doubt? Clear anyone any doubt? So simple aggregate method by geometric mean I will do tomorrow. Clear now everyone? So this much from the today class. We'll continue our discussion tomorrow. I hope you understood this. So what we learned today about unweighted index number. Weighted index number will start the index number. We discuss index number, the price index number, quantity index number, value index number. Then when while studying index number, we study unweighted index number and weighted index number. Weighted index number will start later on. Right now, we are focusing on unweighted index number. In that, we did simple aggregate method. Now we'll do simple average of price relative method, in which right we have discussed simple arithmetic mean index number method, where the formula is sum of p by n, where p is called price relative, which we calculate by finding p1 by p naught into 100. Tomorrow we'll do unweighted index number calculation by using geometric mean. Okay, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all then tomorrow. Take care. Bye, everyone. 1 minute. Let me take attendance.